Several cerebrals have been severed sacrificially. Survival separated from their solace and swore secrecy. Asylum superficially ensnaring so aggressively the subjects that they subject to their sacrilegious penalties. I'm well aware of these. I prepare my friends and family. I live the ancient text, the book of life has been transcribed in me. With my mind ignited, I'm excited to bring you the great news. Round that I'm providing will be your guide out of this cage zoo. Wait till night has fallen and the guard is falling asleep. You snooze, you lose. I'm celebrating with the keeper's keys. I'm setting people free. They're like you and me, except we can't accept the concept of a coexisting breed or anything less than me to separate the I and D. To be or not to be is the question, yes indeed. So voice your opinion with the calmest honesty and pray for one to come who, like the sun, will set us free.
Hey, Myk Mansun. Welcome. Hey, welcome to Let's See What Happens podcast, brother. Hey, ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell.
Bing,
Ding, ding, let's do this.
Jingle jangle. Myk Mansun and boom.
Hey,
in the place to be.
Welcome, brother.
Don't stop.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you for the invite.
Oh, dude. Hey,
Thank you for years of friendship.
Oh, yeah,
and
man.
Camaraderie.
Yes.
Always inspire me, and you always, lead me in the right direction, brother. So thank you for being one of the best friends out here, man. Because I got a lot of homies, but there's only certain of us who are super close homies, and I really appreciate you being one of them, man.
Oh, 100%, man. Hey, man. Hey, dude. And that's why, when I first got the idea to start this podcast, you're one of the dudes who I was like, you know what? I got to get fucking Mansun on.
Thank
right?
You, man. Thank you.
And I called you on that. Remember I called you up?
You always believe in me. You always have my back. Always like pushing me forward. And so I just appreciate your support, brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Heck yeah.
Because the reason why I thought of you and the reason why I wanted to have you on is because, not just because of the artist that you are, because of the music that you make, but also I feel like, you're somebody with a lot of knowledge, dog. And not just because I know that you read books. I know that you're a student of just fucking life, and that you try to fill yourself up with as much knowledge as you possibly can. But I also feel that you're somebody who came into this world with fucking knowledge already. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as if you're one of the lucky ones who has tapped into it, and you're able to use it. And I think that comes through with what you do.
Oh, thanks for saying that.
That's fucking bad.
Oh, brother.
Hey, so
I appreciate that,
once again,
thank you for seeing that and for speaking it out, because we feel like that. We have like emotions and feelings towards each other, and we don't get to say them a lot. You know what I mean? And like, we've had our homies, pass away, and you wish you can. They're just around one more day, you could tell them. Like, hey man, that was cool that you did this, or I appreciate this,
Yeah.
So I appreciate you, telling me that, man. Because
100%. That's how I feel.
That's awesome, bro.
That's why you're here.
Appreciate that, bro. I've always looked up to you. I've always thought you were like, one of the top dogs in the crew. Like, you never had a doubt about anything, and you just taught all the homies to just keep going like full blast. And, fuck whatever wall in front of you, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
man.
You just keep going, blast through it. And you've proven that you've never said it, you just proved it through your life. You know what I mean? And your life is an exemplary one.
Thank you.
So I commend you also, my friend.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
Much respect.
Dude, so please explain what it is that you do. Because you write music, you play multiple instruments. Dude, what the fuck is all that about? How the fuck? What do you do, man? Explain to us.
I still haven't found what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Like, it's a never-ending quest to keep going, to keep finding more, to constantly be open to a new and impossible thing happening at any moment. So having that awareness and carrying that awareness around with you wherever you go, at whatever time it is, as soon as your eyes pop up, to be, ready for something new. So the moment that we start sinking in to who we believe we are, we're doing the opposite of that. So every day want to refresh anew and have an opportunity to grow, whether that be in a direction that you might not have thought you were going to grow, or whether it is. But either way, you're going to grow, and you're going to allow the changes to challenge you and to overcome those challenges, instead of running from these challenges of something new or being inexperienced or something. And no, we're going to face every challenge. We're going to make up any challenge if we don't feel there's a challenge around. And we're going to constantly be overcoming things and constantly be acknowledging to ourselves, hey, I did it today. You fucking rock that shit. You kicked ass. Boom. And just that sense of gratitude in the moment is like, you know, something that is what's important for me in my regimen of living, you know. So I don't recommend it for all, but it is what it is.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't recommend it for all?
Because everyone has a calling,
right?
And some people have their way of looking at life, and like, I'm just here to offer maybe my own, like you offer an exemplary life. Like I try to, you know, lead by example, or not lead, but at least advertise by example. You know, like what my life is about on the daily. Wherever I go, I take it with me, and so, you know, some people, they got to do something different. They're not about, you know, I don't know. There's a moment for everything.
Right.
So there's people who are ready to hear that message. There's people who aren't ready yet, you know, and there's people who have heard it several times, and there's people who probably won't hear for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. So everyone's at a different level in their own lives. So that's the beauty about recording things is, you know, that's how I feel about my music. I like to record it, put it down, because I listen to old music, and, you know, you never know where a message can come from, you know, like time is irrelevant, you know what I mean? Like there's ancient knowledge that surpasses, you know, even what we can do today, or what we can do in the possible future. There's things in the future that we're not even aware of that are going to happen. So it's pointless to stay anywhere other than the present where you're at. So that's all, you know, just, you know, wherever you're at that moment, that's good for you. This is just where I'm at this moment. You know, I'm at the moment where I got to keep expressing my gratitude, you know, because I got to a moment in my life where I had to kind of not, you know, not do so much music and focus on my work. And that was, I did that maybe 3 times already in my life, where it was several years of episodes where it was like, you got to put the music aside and we're going to work. You know, we have children, we have a family to lead, you know? So, you know, I've been through those moments, you know. Just right now I'm at a moment where I'm on full expression mode. I'm here to be loud about it, to be heard. I'm here to, like, you know, to use what I've learned to actually make an impact in right now, you know, in the now. So, you know, I'm excited to be here because, you know, I love going in these cycles, you know. There's some people that can do that for their whole lives. I don't know. You know, I just, you know, I go through like my patterns.
You know yourself. You know yourself better than anybody
And I hate
else.
to like push shit when I don't feel it.
Right.
You know. Ooh, that moon pie.
Hey, that's bad because, you know, like.
But right now I'm feeling it, bro. So right now I'm in the full swing, bro. We've been, me and the homies that I do music with, we just been killing it, rocking shit, just back in full swing. You know what I mean? It really. Another sad thing that happened was our friend GAJAH passed away.
Yeah, rest in peace, GAJAH. To GAJAH, man.
GAJAH forever.
To GAJAH, man.
GAJAH forever. And like earlier, you know, I was referencing Jose. So.
Oh, to Bomber.
R.I.P. to Bomber.
Rest in peace, Bomber.
And you know, much like Jose kind of rekindled the friendship that we all had and brought us closer, GAJAH's passing pretty much re-sparked you know, me and the crew, you know, Acid Rain and us who do music together all these years, to like really push what we're doing, because you know, it's tough out there, but like the thing is that we got what a lot of people don't got, and we got years of experience, you know, and we've been traveled, and we've been tested, we've been, you know, we've been put down, we've been elevated, we've been given shine, we've been given shade, you know what I mean? Like, we got trials and tribulations as a crew, and so we're finding that like we are just stomping shit like Godzilla in the fucking Tokyo, just you know, we are at a point now that we can swing these axes and they're gonna hit. And so like so we've just been knocking hits out the park. We got a lot of songs coming out. We put out a few songs
You're
recently.
giving me chills, dog. You're giving me chills, dude.
Dude, we've been rocking shows lately. We're about to do the LA County Fair. We're about to do a big show there.
What night?
We got videos coming out. So I have my phone out. I'll give you the dates later.
Yeah,
I think it's like the 27th, 29th. I'll get it right. I'll let you know all the dates.
Okay.
But there's some big shows coming up. We got Rhyme Fest at the Coliseum. You know, it's just like, it's gonna be like big, heavy hitting shows. We're gonna, you know, we're really gonna shine, because we're sharpened. You know, like we are sharpened at this point, and so it's time to, you know, we're all humble as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, we're all, you know, but like GAJAH, he was one of the most humble guy, right? When I first met him. And then through the years, we all kind of had our families and started like doing music less. Well, what happened to GAJAH is he became like the Incredible Hulk. He came out of that shy shell, and not only was booking, you know, national tours by himself as a solo artist, but releasing like so much albums with artists, with producers from all over the world. I mean, he just was on a rampage, man. Because now that I look at it, I look at it like, I kind of get it now. But it was kind of like something that threw me back, was like, wow, he just kicked it into overdrive hard and said, I love y'all, but I got shit to do, and went out and knocked shit out the park.
It was his moment.
Yeah, bro. And he did that for a good couple of years. And we were all just like, wow. Like, we thought GAJAH was badass. Now we were just like, well, that was way beyond badass, what he's doing, you know? So, you know, that's what hurt even more, is that he still had a lot in him, you know? But he did put down a lot, man. He was on fire. He was on fire. So he went out like a freaking, you know,
with
like
momentum,
a comet, bro.
Right. Damn.
Yeah, on fire, bro. You know,
it's like he's like one of those guys who he went out at a peak, like at a good time in his life, and that's what everybody's gonna remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last outing,
bro.
You know?
And much like his life altered the whole face of the hip hop scene in LA, his death, even in death, he managed to make everybody pause for a second. I mean, that hit a lot of people, and you know, brought even more awareness to what he was about, you know. So,
and inspiring people.
Inspiring so many people.
Inspiring in life, and inspiring, you know, with his death as well.
So, you know, right away we were called like to like do a a dedication track for him, you know. But it was like way too soon, and that was like the toughest recording session we ever had. Like, I never freaking cried on the mic, you know what I mean, in the studio with my homies.
Did that cry
yelling at each other, and we're like, it just recording that shit was intense, bro. And we did it like a month after they asked us. They hit us up. Like, I mean, they hit a lot of people up, but like some of us were like a lot closer, and we weren't ready for that, you know. But we did it, and that was a tough recording session, bro.
Is any of that crying on the recording? So that would be pretty.
I don't know.
Kinda
It was a lot of like cut, like
real.
stop, like yelling, like cussing on the mic, like being pissed that we're there. Even
Yeah.
it was a tough night, bro. And
All that emotion coming out.
Yeah.
Because when you're going at it like that on the mic, you're expressing yourself, and you're expressing your emotions, and
it was too soon. It was only a month.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know, it was tough, but we put it out. It's on YouTube. It's pretty dope. It's like 33 people on it, and it's like it's tribute to GAJAH. I think it's called GAJAH Forever.
I'll put the link up.
But that kind of was a good thing too, because that kind of reminded us, like like being in the studio without GAJAH, that shit was crazy. You know what I mean? So that kind of reminded it, because like when we would get together, like, GAJAH would be there, like, oh, we're all together, and so getting together without GAJAH being there was kind of eye awakening, and I mean, for sure, like Beyond is the first one who was like, let's go, like, you know, he's always down to work, like he's like the hardest working one of all of us, you know what I mean? So he really stepped it up and was like, let's go, like, hey, get your shit together, everybody, and let's go. And so that was dope. And so we all kind of just fell through, and now
I was watching a live show. I think it was Beyond and GAJAH in Boyle Heights. Am I right, or am I missing that? Am I wrong? It was like a show that they were. Oh man, I mean,
there's millions of shows.
But I was watching it because I was going through it and I was watching your videos, and you know, and I see Beyond. I recognize the name. I was watching his. I was GAJAH. I was watching his. And I was like, these motherfuckers are getting down, dude. It was bad too, man. It was it was a live show. That just boom, boom with the mics, boom, 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 boom. It was bad. It was bad.
They got a lot of acid rain videos and everything. Both of them get down on their own, for sure. Beyond too, but you know, since they were like a duo pretty much, or like a trio with Omega, when that happened, you know, Beyond kind of just picked up the torch, like let's go, you know. So he just started, you know, making recording studio sessions and getting us together, and then we knocked a couple tracks out. Next thing you know, we're rocking a couple shows again, and you know, and now we're like in full swing. Just, you know, we got, you know, a good amount of songs under our belt, and we're just repping ALR, like Acid Lab Records, just ALR. You know, that's it, simple.
ALR. I just subscribed to that channel on YouTube too, because I was going through and I was like, dude, these are all like it's like there's clips of guys just rapping, freestyling or whatever, rapping, dog, one after another, and one after another. All of them are bad, dude. They're like, oh man, boom, oh another one, boom. I found myself just going through it, and I was like, yep, it's my new favorite channel. Boom, subscribe to it. And yeah, it was bad, man. That was bad. Acid Lab Records, ALR.
Yeah, so I'm going to now as a crew.
I'm going to follow that.
No, I mean, I met them at Project Blowed. So Project Blowed is a spot that, like, it's like, you know, that was a spot that all the whack MCs would get weeded out really quick. You don't even fuck around and go there with anything less than your fucking top shit, you know? And you will get tested, you will get challenged, you will be, you know, motherfuckers in your face the minute you get there, thinking you're bad. So, you know, meeting them there was already dope, because you don't meet, you know, anybody there. Like, you know, anybody from Project Blowed was like, you got to be the top of your class just to even go and get a little 16 bar verse in there. You know what I mean? So meeting them was awesome.
Is it like an open mic type of a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was back in the 90s.
I've heard of it. I've heard of Project Blow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's up right now is Project Blowed, you know. And I used to rap at the spot called the Good Life, and that was like before Project Blowed. It was like a little health spa, a little health bar. And they would serve shakes and like health food, you know, and 8 to 10 on Thursday nights they would have an open mic, but it was like the elders, you know, this lady B Hall, and she would be like, you know, you guys sign the list. There's no cussing. Don't hit the paintings. It was like some nice paintings in the background. And it was about kind of like bring your A game, but no cussing, you know what I mean? So that place got a little too big because it started becoming like really competitive. And so Project Bloat opened up. And that was like down the street from there. And that was like till midnight, or I mean beyond midnight, you just be there all night sometimes, like till 3 a.m. So it was just like battling all night, battling and flexing and and that's where it got loose, because it wasn't about like you can't cuss or anything. Now you can cuss, you can do whatever you want. So but I mean the good life was really cool about being conscious and being like respectful, because it did. In those days, it was like the early 90s where it was like a lot of gang rap shit, you know what I mean? And so it helped get people to like do something more than just, talk about, how many guns and how much drugs you sell. Like, you know what I mean? So that was like a first, because I used to go to a lot of spots back in the day. There was a lot of open mics like in the 90s. And it was just about whatever, but that spot was more like, hey, no, you got to kind of come clean here, you know what I mean? Which I think that inspired a lot of like creative writing and a lot of the artists and a lot of the MCs, But and they were like very jazz influenced too, like, So, but then Project Bloat was just like all out loose. So you had some real gangster shit going down mixed with some real creative jazz influenced shit, So it just became like the top of the cream of the top, you know what I mean?
Did a lot of artists from the Good Bar go to
The Good Life?
Yeah, I'm sorry, from the Good Life.
Yeah, everybody ended up going there, and transferred over there. But yeah, it was way grittier at the Bloat.
Was there how was it set up there? Was it big? Was it small?
It's a small. It wasn't that big. It's just like a corner unit, and
who ran that?
Ben Caldwell. He's a Chaos Network. He's like he's an elder there who like does things for the youth, and he's awesome, dude. Ben Caldwell is amazing, man. I always tell him when I see him. But yeah, he's like a youth advocate and a counselor and stuff, and he's very into helping out the youth of the area.
Where was it at?
It was on 43rd and Lemert. It's still actually happening. It's every third Thursday. Lemert Park.
Okay.
Project Bloat, yeah.
You ever go?
I didn't go the last time it happened.
Wasn't there
we're actually gonna do a performance there. I think the 20-something this May. I'll have all the dates for you, but we're actually gonna perform there.
Huh.
And yeah, they're Thursdays.
Hey, how did you figure out that this is something that you fucking loved? What was it? Like, what was it? How old were you?
I was young.
And then what made you say, you know what, I could do that? Or, did it start with poetry? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or what music? Who did you see? Like, man, you know what? Well, that's bad. I could do that.
Well, I come from...
or did you come to the world with it already?
Yeah.
It just got sparked with something, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was sparked at birth because I was born into a family of musicians. Los Diablos. So Los Diablos, check them out. Those are my tios. They came from Mexico. And some of them were young enough that they were still in high school. They went to Hollywood High School. They formed a band with some other homies. Man, they were signed before they even graduated.
No shit. What kind of music?
Yeah. Like badass Mexican fucking music. Like they were one of the first. They got signed in the 70s.
Okay.
By Fonovisa. It's like a big label, and a lot of like romantical ones, singing, because my uncle was a badass singer. And then there was like 3 of them in the band that were brothers, and even my other uncle had his own band. I mean, they were just all about music, so yeah, that's another thing. I'm gonna talk to you about that later, because I am in the process of making a movie about it. Yeah, writing a script for it. I got a lot of just interviews from my uncles, so like a
documentary type of thing.
No, it's gonna
story?
be no, it's gonna be all in Spanish.
Oh shit!
And it's gonna be in LA in the 70s.
That's fucking bad.
It's gonna be sick.
Oh yeah, keep me updated on that too. 100%.
The way that they got discovered and they just blew up, bro. And they saved my family. Like if it wasn't for the music, they wouldn't have bought my grandma that big old house in Alhambra that came with 2 apartments in the back where my mom and my tia could all live, you know, and like they just brought everybody out of like this one room little ghetto shack that 10 kids were living in. So it was like the American dream. Like they came and they saved their family, brought them out of poverty, you know what I mean?
With
and
music.
Like I was able to grow up in Alhambra, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like that's like winning the lottery in LA, because like, man, you know, who knows where I'd be if I grew up like in downtown LA and some, you know, like shit was crazy. So like, you know, the fact that they were able to save the family and get us houses, and you know, I mean, I wasn't born when that happened, but you know, it all led to me being able to live a more privileged life than a lot of kids in LA, you know, like Alhambra is like a good neighborhood, like, you know, so
everything happens for a reason.
So that was awesome. And I'm really thankful for that. But that's where I just grew up like being woken up like at, 12 midnight, and like my uncles are in the room singing Las Mañanitas to my mom. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? And like just every weekend, you know, they got the guitars out, everyone's jamming, drinking, singing, you know, kids just fucking running around, poker, you know, it was just like, you know, the guitars were always out, the music was always around, you know what I mean? So, but, you know, I was never like, now I am a lot more, but when I was younger, I was like, I didn't want to be like my parents, you know? So I didn't really appreciate the Mexican music, you know what I mean? Because like as a kid, you start growing up and like, you don't want to hear your parents' music, you know what I mean? Like to you, you've been hearing that since you were a kid, you know? So to me, hip hop was like so different, you know, like my brother, you know, showed it to me like when I was a little kid in the breakdancing age, because he's like 6 years older than me. So he went through that breakdancing 84, 83 fad, and it was huge, bro. Like if you weren't breaking, dude, like what's wrong with you? Like
if you have a car with a cardboard,
dude, it was big, right?
Yeah.
So that just, you know, electronic music, it just sent me, bro. You know what I mean? Like those breaks, and you know, and so breakdancing is, you know, I just always love to dance. Every quinceañera, I'm dancing with my tias, and I mean Miguelito. You know what I mean? That's where I get the Miguelito from, because the dance floor is Miguelito, you know, and I would just be dancing with all my tias. You know, I was just always dancing. So like, you know, we used to break, and that shit was just the best form of dancing. Like how more expressive and creative can a dancer be other than break dancing? You know what I mean? Like it's like the ultimate in dancing. So yeah, I've been breakers for a while, and then that led to my brother getting into like the mini truck scene, you know, remember with you know, and so that's where the party cruise, and then the cruising, and you know, and I was getting older, and like hearing like the freestyle music they were using, a lot of these keyboards, a lot of these synths, a lot of these drum machines, the 808s, you know, like all these electronic sounds like just keep calling me, bro. Like I really liked how different it was from live music, you know, that I grew up listening. Flip side, it comes time where I'm old enough to start doing shit, and I'm singing my ass off, okay? So I'm in the church choir, I'm like a good little Catholic, you know, and I'm singing all these hallelujah type of high-pitched things, you know, and so I was like, man, I can sing, I'm a singer, and this and that. I was even going to the Pasadena Boys Choir, and I auditioned and made it, and shit was popping for me, dude. And I fucking was in church, and I hit this note, and my shit just like, and I just couldn't hit a note anymore.
What the fuck happened?
I just went through puberty. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I just cracked. Like, damn. Wait a minute. I was like 13. You know what I mean? I just like,
yeah, man.
I used to do smooth like butter, like high Michael Jackson,
yeah.
you know, all that shit. And man, I just
shit,
couldn't, bro. And I was just like, I guess I'm a rapper. So
that's crazy,
came, bro, dog.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking, you know, to sing. You know what I mean? But you know, I still sing in my rapping. And, you know, I've always loved to rap, and like, but that's what really pushed me into like, okay, you're a rapper, motherfucker. That's it. Like, just focus on that, you know, because I was really focused on my singing and like my rapping, or my singing, my words, lyrics, songwriting, all that was like, I didn't really think of that. But see, it's good that happened, because now I got to focus on what I can, you know, how to make music,
right?
You know, and what it takes, and what I can, you know, what I can and can't do, you know, and started recording myself and shit like that, and hearing yourself. And so that was a good break for me, you know. You know, even though there was a break in my voice, but it you know, it
led you in the direction
into where I needed to go,
where you are now.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
And I still sing, you know, I don't care.
Okay, yeah,
it's at the point where like that's my voice, you know.
Yeah, because I've heard you when you talk. Sometimes you go, you turn it into a little song, you know.
Yeah. No, I definitely come from a place of melody.
Right. It's in your genes.
Yeah. You know, I just grew up like hearing these songs and singing along, you know, like, you know. And that's another thing too. Like when I sing, I tend to sing in Spanish. Like to me, it sounds better, you know, because I grew up hearing Spanish singing, you know. So like I'll like usually sing in Spanish and I'll rap in English. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like if I do like a hybrid song, or if I want to add some Spanish, I usually will like sing it, you know.
That's cool.
But yeah, I try to be balanced. You know what I mean? I feel a lot of things have helped me balance out. You know, things that, you know, that were good for me and that were bad for me.
Balance is the ultimate law of fucking nature, dude. Everything wants to achieve balance.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, you play guitar?
Yeah.
You
started
drum?
playing, yeah, when I was a teenager.
Because I've seen you on drums. I watched I watched the video of you. Remember I told you I watched the video of you, and you're fucking getting on the drums, and you're like in like this rapping as well, dog. Or like seeing you're doing something, you're like, there were like people in front of you. I was like, hey, get down, Manson, eh? That's right, dog.
Bro, I've been doing this for so long, so like you can't just keep doing the same thing, you know. So like I always want to stay fresh and new. So like I always like push, like what else can I do? What else can I do? What can I do now? What can I do now? You know.
Hey, music?
Right now, I'm using like 4 different instruments at the same time.
Like what? So you record everything separately?
Oh yeah, no. To record is a whole process, but I'm talking about live.
Well, what do I fucking think that you do?
I got the drum set on my back.
Yeah. Fuck, of course you record everything separately. Fuck.
No, but I'm just talking about the live show. You know, like the live instruments and stuff that I try to perform live. You know what I mean? Like I keep trying to push that also. My recording, I also try to push, you know, the levels on that, see how far I can get, you know, how many I've done, like, you know, 48, 50 tracks on one song, you know, like I've done some crazy shit too, but I'm talking about like live performing. I'm trying to always be a fresh performer. Like if you see me once, that's it, you know. You got to go to the next show, because I'm going to do something completely different, and I'm going to do something out the bag, you know, like,
right, that's right,
and stay fresh, you know.
You got to be unpredictable.
Yeah,
you know,
I try not to like repeat sets, you know, or like songs that I've done. You know, I try to find songs that I haven't done and keep my performance fresh. You know, I'll bring out the guitar, I'll bring out the synth, or, you know, this weekend I'm performing at Pacific Plates, I think it's called. It's in Monrovia. It's a brewery, and I'll bring out my MPC. It's like a drum machine. I'm gonna do some live drum machine stuff. So, you know, just to keep stuff fresh, you know, just to keep.
So what are you gonna do with that?
Things happening. Well, they're getting so amazing now, the drum machines. You know, you can do so much, and this one that I have just allows you to do cuts, do lay effects, do all these in and out techniques with the sound, like pretty much like a mixer, but all seamlessly. I don't need to stop it. I don't need to pause. I don't, you know, it's like I could just keep going, and as I'm doing stuff, I could be adding stuff, I could be taking away stuff. I could be making the beat right there, and people don't even realize what's happening. Like it's insane the way that these drum machines nowadays can really just do so much, man. And again, I want to push what they can do. You know what I mean? Like, like a lot of people, they just kind of like do the drum thing, like, like live pad drumming and stuff, and that's cool. That's something different, but there's so much that these things can do. If you get in there, you can really tweak them out and get some wicked sounds, man, and on the fly, live, So I'm just gonna try to explore the live drum machine show.
Your music, like you always have like crazy sounds, like crazy things just going on in the background, and it's like, you know what it's like? It's like some of the shit. Like if I close my eyes and I listen, because I listened to your stuff. And especially now that I had you coming out and we've been, we reconnected, we've been talking, and I'm like, you close your eyes, and when you close your eyes, it's almost as if like sometimes you could imagine just flying through like space and shit, because that's what it's like on hyper speed, and you just have all these crazy noises going around on you. So I enjoy it, man. I enjoyed it. It's almost like I want to say it's like an orchestra. And I've told you that before, a long time ago. I have an old CD you made from like back when you were living right there off of Westmont or
what, on Valley?
Yeah, off of Valley. Yeah, when you're living right there in Valley, that was a crazy little place
Majestic
right there.
Headquarters.
And what'd you call it?
The Majestic Headquarters.
Man. Yeah. And you made a CD, and I remember you gave it to me, and it says Bull. Yes, so Bull's copy. I have it somewhere. I wish I should have. Nice. Oh God, if I find it, I'm gonna put it up. And I remember I was like, dude, this sounds like an orchestra, because there's just all kinds of like music going on, boom, 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 different sounds, a whole lot going on that made to me it made sense. To me, I liked it. Nice. And that's something about music that's very powerful, because with your music you're able to put people in certain emotional states. Yeah. You know what I mean? You play music and a certain song could make them time travel back to a memory. Yeah. It can make them laugh, it can make them cry. Yeah. You can just set the tempo for their day. You'd be like, you know what, man, I'm feeling kind of fucked up. Let me put this song on. Boom. And that'll just change you. Yeah. Music's powerful, man. And to be able to make it the way that you do, it's a gift.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, you and all y'all, man. That's bad, man. And
that's dope. I'm glad that you listen to it, bro, because we make stuff and we don't know who's gonna listen to it or who's not gonna listen to it.
I remember one time you said,
just like, hey, you said, put it out there.
Put my Spotify on and just let it play.
Yeah, just let it play overnight, dog.
And sometimes I do. Sometimes, because I've even said, hey, I'm gonna bump that. I'm gonna bump that today. Yeah. I'm gonna bump this today, just to put it on and just support, man.
Yeah, man. This music business is very like it's very fan based. Like whether you're gonna sink or swim. So you always gotta keep that in mind if you're seriously trying to put music out. That the audience got to come first, like you got to get them, so like why should they help you? Why should they listen to you? Why should, so you got to come with the best quality. You got to come with your A game. You got to give them something that's deserves honor and respect and the value that they represent to you, and if you don't value your fans, you're not going to put out whatever. You're going to just be like, here, but when you value your fans, like, you can't. You got to do that takeover. You got to go practice a little harder. You got to, you want to refine what you're offering to, a fan base that you value, so, I'm thankful. Like I have like a core little band of fans who like, they really like support me, and they're always like, showing me love and support. So like, it's not just it's not really it's kind of a selfless act a little bit sometimes when you're recording and you're just like, sounds good to me, but it's not good enough, This is more than just me, you know what I mean? So like, I try to make sure that it's my A game, only because not only, it's also for me, and I'm my own worst critic, but it's also in respect to anybody that I dare ask for $1 in return for this piece of music, you know what I mean? Because I understand, I work, I know how much $1 is, that's a lot of money. Every minute is priceless, So you're gonna ask people for money. What are you giving them in return? It's got to be something valuable, and so, I have a lot of stuff that I haven't put out you know, because it's not there yet, or I have stuff that I've put out from a long time ago and still perform it because it is there. You know, like it's all about whatever is just the highest quality. That's what I want to bring forth, you know, especially to my live shows, but even on, you know, on any digital service or anything, it's all about, you know, giving it your best, you know. And if the fans can hear that, you know, if people hear that, they'll hear, like, you know, I don't know if I like this or not, but I know that this feels like the real deal, you know. So if you know, if you just are real to yourself, you're gonna be unique. You're gonna be, there ain't nobody alike, like, to, you know what I mean? Like, there's always a little bit difference to you. So if you just stay true to yourself, you're gonna find your own niche, you know, your own little corner, and people who will appreciate it. But, you know, because there's a lot of fake shit, and people just be putting out whack, like, you know, lazy shit, and it's like, go ahead, but you're gonna last like 5 minutes, man. You know, like, I've been doing this for like decades, man. And
how long?
Decades. I mean, I started like semi-professionally at 15 years old, so, you know, I was getting paid and stuff to, you know, to do stuff. So yeah, it's been a minute. So, you know, to me, it's a long run, you know.
You said that you really think about, and you really critique yourself, and you want to put out the best that you could possibly give, right? And that a lot of the material that people put out is like whatever, right?
Yeah.
How do you, because you say a lot of interesting stuff, your message.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a message, but your content, the words that you use, the ideas behind your songs, where do you come up with all of that at? Where do you what is it that helps you continue to, because I talked to you about this earlier. You say it's not just, it's content that's thought about. Mm-hmm. It's not superficial. Mm-hmm. It means something. It's not just like the same thing over and over again. It's not something that you're listening to on the radio, you're going to see on MTV. That's just, I don't know, dog. It's like you listen to it and it doesn't make you think. Your music, it makes me think. And maybe it's just me, but it makes me think. And I pick up off the things that you say, and that catches my attention. I'm like, oh damn, where did Master come with that? Where did he come up with that? Why did he say that? Whoa, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Like the ancient book of life. Yeah. Dude, what do you say? Can you please say what you said? That you're preparing your friends and family. The ancient book of life, with ancient text. The ancient book of life has been transcribed to me. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck, dude? That's bad, man. That's bad. But also because me, I'm into like ancient knowledge. You name it, I'm into it. When it comes to like not. For me, the way I interpret that, with what you said, I interpret that like ancient knowledge that's been passed down, that's going to help you with today. Right. And people could take that any way you want it. You could, somebody can take it as he's talking about the Bible. Mm. All right, that's cool. Yeah, because there is ancient knowledge in that. Yeah. Or you could, somebody could, oh, he's talking about the emerald tablets from Atlantis. Yeah. Or you could interpret that in so many ways, but either way you cut that cake, it's ancient knowledge that's going to help you to now. Yeah. And
that's why it's still relevant. That's why it's still being talked about, because it still rings true.
Right. Yeah. So where does that come from? Whew. Not that, but
for me, you mean?
Yeah. Where do your lyrics come from? I think that's what I'm trying to get across.
So yeah, where do your lyrics come from? I hear what you're saying, because I think I can explain it a little bit if I can, because I really don't know, but
or like me right now, fucking scrambled egg.
Yeah, if I try to rationalize that, I'd say like, so there was two things that happened when I was a kid that I believed. So I was born right into the Catholic family and Catholic tradition, and was going to church constantly with my family and doing, churchy things, because that's what good Mexican Catholics do, you know. So we would always be at church, and they would always talk about the Son of God, and I would hear the Son of God and the Son of God, and then they put me in you know in private school. So then we were learning about the Son of God and the Son of God. So the thing is, nobody spelled it for me. And when I figured out that they were talking about S-O-N, I had already spent years believing that they were talking about the S-U-N of God. and for years, you know, I had already been like believing, like, yeah, the Son of God, like, yeah, I get it, you know, brings light to the world, like, I get it, you know. So my mind made sense of that. Later I learned, like, wait, what, you know, like, that's not what they're talking about, like. And so my whole approach came from an already very, you know, Son of God stance, like S-U-N. You know, so everything I heard after that was from that approach. And then another thing happened was I thought music was just like one guy as a kid. Like, I just, oh yeah, that's Juan Gabriel, you know, that's you know, that's this guy, whatever, you know, or that's Michael Jackson, you know. I just thought, like, that's that one guy, you know. And then I was just like, wait a minute, like, that's not his music, like, that's somebody else's song, like, who would do that? I was like, you know, to me, covers was like blasphemy. I thought you really meant that. You're just singing a song that's been sung a million times. That shit blew my mind as a little kid when I figured that out, you know. So I came at music again from a stance of music is you, you know. It represents who you are. Like, that guy singing that, he lost his fucking hound dog. That guy lost his fucking hound dog, you know? And when I found out that that was just a song and lots of people lose their hound dogs, it just blew my mind. Like, what are you talking about? How dare those other people sing something that didn't happen to them, you know? So to me, it was a very personal thing. And so I learned about it through that stance, you know? So when you learn about it from that stance, then you start to understand, because remember, what I understand, that's just what works for me. What you understand, I don't know, you know? The only way, you know, is to express what you feel, and then I can see. But, you know, unless you're expressing yourself honestly, there's no way of telling anybody's what they really understand or what they don't, what's coherent and what isn't. So my understanding was, okay, music is something that's meant, it felt better to me when it's real, you know? Like, I like, then I started appreciating more rock and more gritty kind of lyrics about, and then I came across the Beatles, you know. Well, the Beatles was always in my life because my uncles were always very rock and roll, even though they were a Mexican band. They taught me, you know, guitar chords. They taught me my first drums, my first guitar. They you know, one of my uncles sat me in the room and forced me to listen to Sgt. Pepper, like the whole album. It's like a double album, you know. And I sat there and took it all in. And so, like, and they were one of the first Mexican Spanish bands to, like, use electric guitar and do solos and shit. So, like, they had their cumbia jams and everything, and they were rocking guitars, you know, like electric. So, and they were doing Beatles covers in Spanish. They were rocking out, you know. 70s Spanish rock is really fucking cool, especially in LA, you know.
Where can I listen to Los Diablos?
Yeah, you can anywhere.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're on like, I got what is it, iTunes? What is it? Apple? They're on there, but there's a Los Diablos from Spain. So it's not that one.
I want the Los Diablos from Hollywood.
Los Diablos de Los Angeles.
De Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's a cool name too.
Yeah,
that's exactly. A cool name. Yeah, all right.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's where that's yeah.
So that's where the lyrics come from. That's the inspiration to the lyrics.
Yeah, like that's why, like, my music is like is real, and what's real to me was being spiritually invoked by our natural resources. So it was more like a Native American type of respect for Mother Earth, for seeing the Son of God as an actual real thing that exists, not some old man in the sky. And all my Catholic years, that's why I always tell people I'm a recovering Catholic. You know, like that's because like I can't honestly say I'm Catholic now, even though I still go to church, you know. But that I do on my own accord. I'm not here to follow any kind of organized man-made religion when we're already born into such a master of a natural universe that we have to surrender to at any given moment. You want an earthquake, you're gone. You know, like one of my rhymes, I talk about like the Native American saying is like, open your eyes or the world will open your eyes for you. You know, like, so the natural law, you know, of life is like what I'm closer to practicing on a spiritual level daily, you know. And so I put that into my music, you know. So I'm always questioning norms. I'm questioning authority. I'm questioning, you know, facts that, you know, people just want to swallow as facts, you know, when the natural universe is going to tell you otherwise, you know. So that's why my music is very the way it is, you know, because on one hand it's got to be real or I don't want to put it out, and then what's real for me is the natural laws of the universe, you know. So,
and you believe in what you're saying. You believe in what you're saying because you're into it. You are like when you're spitting your lyrics, you're in it. Just based on your facial expressions and your
that's
body, you know what I mean? You're in it.
That's part of storytelling. Is like even though it's not coherent stories that I'm telling, but I am like expressing myself, and so it's like you have to relive that every time you perform it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like in a totally happy mood and I'm like fucking feeling great. But this song is about chopping a motherfucker's head off, and I'm gonna be crazy when I say it. You know what I mean? Like I can't be up there talking like a smile on my face about some shit. You know, whatever it is. So I try to stay true to my words in all form. You know, even my whole body, my dance, everything is part of that moment. You know what I mean? I don't want you to separate me from the music. You see what I'm saying? So like I want to really become the music, be part of the music, exemplify the music. And like, you know, you could be, you know, blind, dumb, deaf, and blind, whatever, you know, you're still going to hear it. You're still going to feel it, you know?
Yeah, dog.
It hit you, man. But, yeah, man. Man, I wish I could remember that one that you were saying. What did I say on that one?
Yeah, I wrote it down, dog. I wrote it down. Hold on. Hey, check out my fucking glasses.
Because this is the thing about my verse. Oh,
come on, dog.
Okay. No, the thing about my verses is like, if I remember the first word, it all comes back to me.
You said, I've prepared my friends and family. I've read the ancient text. The ancient book of life has been transcribed to me. Or live the ancient...
Yeah. So...
live the ancient text. The ancient book of life has been transcribed to me. And I thought that was fucking bad.
Man, I forgot.
That's why I wrote it down.
Verse that's from, man. But I could just kick you some other shit.
That's fine. Kick some shit.
Several cerebrals have been severed sacrificially. Survival separated from their solace and swore secrecy. Asylum superficially ensnaring so aggressively the subjects that they subject to their sacrilegious penalties. I'm well aware of these. I prepare my friends and family. I live the ancient text. The book of life has been transcribed to me. With my mind ignited, I'm excited to bring you the great news. Round that I'm providing will be your guide out of this cage zoo. Wait till night has fallen and the guard is falling asleep. You snooze, you lose. I'm celebrating with the keeper's keys. I'm setting people free. They're like you and me, except we can't accept the concept of a coexisting breed or anything less than me to separate the I and D. To be or not to be is the question, yes indeed. So voice your opinion with the calmest honesty and pray for one to come who like the sun will set us free.
Damn.